Imagine losing the ability to sense your hand or feet, or living with constant debilitating pain, all because of the nerve damage that you could have easily prevented. Diabetes neuropathy doesn't have to be your fate. In this video, we are going to reveal some essential steps that you can start taking right now so that you can protect yourself from this debilitating condition or life-altering condition. Hello friends and welcome to your YouTube channel, My Expert Doctor. I am Dr. Shalini Singh Salunke, your consultant physician, your health guide. Today we are going to tackle a very serious condition which affects about millions of people who are living with diabetes. Diabetic neuropathy. This condition caused by nerve damage because of constantly high blood sugar level might lead to problems like numbness, tingling sensations in your hand or feet, or even amputation. But here's the good news. The outcome is not inevitable. With right preventive measures taken at right time, you can significantly reduce the risk for yourself. Now we all know that people with diabetes have high sugar level in their blood. Because of this, the nerves in our body get exposed to such a high level of blood sugar level constantly for a very long duration of time that lead to nerve damage. Now these damaged nerves produce many symptoms in our body, mostly depending on what sets of nerves are involved. For example, if sensory nerves are involved, it might lead to tingling and numbness over the hands or feet, excruciating burning pain over the hands or feet, or paresthesia, etc. If your motor nerves are involved, that might lead to foot drop, claw foot, or even Bell's palsy, ptosis, etc. On the other hand, if autonomic nervous system is involved, it might lead to increased risk of developing silent heart attack, heat stroke, hypoglycemia, coma, maybe severe constipation or gastroparesis or postural hypotension, etc. Now it's a bit difficult for me to explain all these symptoms along with the preventive measures in just one video, otherwise it will become a 1 hour long documentary. But this is equally important for you all to understand what are these symptoms, how do they feel, and how can you experience them, identify them in the early stage to take the right measures. So I have already made a separate video on diabetic neuropathy symptoms where I have explained all these symptoms along with the examples so that it will be easier for you to understand. If by any chance you haven't watched that video, I'll share the link in the I button as well as in the description box. You can follow the link and watch that video after watching this particular video. So now that we know a little about diabetic neuropathy, its symptoms and how crazy dangerous it can be, so let's take steps to safeguard our nerves and our future. So first point, make sure that you are checking your fasting and postprandial blood sugar every month. Your fasting should be less than 100, your PP or postprandial should be less than 140. If it is on a higher side, you need to adjust your medicine or your life routines. The second thing is to do HbA1c once in every 3 months. Now what is HbA1c? It is glycosylated hemoglobin. It's a kind of blood test which we do to understand how is your sugar control over a period of 3-month span. But why do we require to check HbA1c once in every 3 months if we are doing fasting and PP every month, right? The same question one of my patients also asked, and let me explain you the answer with an example. So this patient of mine, let's say X, came to me and he was diagnosed with diabetes. We asked him to do fasting and PP and once in a month and HbA1c every 3 months as we asked all other patients to do. But this particular patient, he never came up with that HbA1c report almost for 2 years. Now after that we forced him to do an HbA1c done. He asked me the same question, that why do you want HbA1c to be done when I am giving you fasting and PP every month and that too within range. I asked him, don't ask me this question now, do the report and then I'll explain you. He came back with the report. He was surprised to see that his HbA1c was 9 and in fasting and PP level has always been in the within the normal range. He was shocked. How is it possible? Because of the human psychology. So now every month when you go ahead with your fasting and PP, you get conscious about the meals that you are choosing because you know that in the morning you are going to do the test. So at night you take normal meals. I have also seen people trying fenugreek water and whatnot couple of days before fasting and PP so that the fasting and PP will come under range. So this patient also did the same thing, because of which every time his fasting PP were coming in the normal range. But when we did HbA1c, we came to know that the 3-month average was on a higher side, which indicate that your blood sugar level has not been under control. That is why I always ask my patient to go ahead with both the tests to understand completely how your body is tackling the blood sugar level. And on the basis of this HbA1c only, we can tell you whether you will develop any complication of diabetes in future or not. So it is extremely important for you not to miss this HbA1c once in every 3 months. Now, moving on to the third important part. You are supposed to check your ECG, your kidney function test and your eye checkup once in every 6 months. And it is better to know whether you are developing these complications at an early stage, as early as possible, so that you can take precautions for the same. Fourth point, always try to keep your blood sugar level within the normal range. That is, as I have told you, fasting less than 100, postprandial after meal less than 140. It is important for you to follow all the dietary regulations or the medicine that have been prescribed to you to be taken on time. It is absolutely important. Please listen to your doctors adequately and follow them. Number 5. Please do not live a sedentary lifestyle. It has been mentioned in many of the reports or scientific papers now that people who are living sedentary life or following sedentary lifestyle are at a higher risk of developing diabetes related complications, including diabetic neuropathy. Surprisingly, in India, the number of people who are living with diabetes are increasing, and on the same time, people with sedentary lifestyle is also increasing. Recently, Lancet, a very renowned journal or medical journal, has published a study which mentions that in Asia or Asian population, or specifically in India, 50% of people are living sedentary lifestyle. That means if these 50% people who are living with sedentary lifestyle will develop diabetes in future, they are at higher risk of developing diabetes neuropathy. So it is very important for you not to live a sedentary lifestyle. But unfortunately, many of us are not even aware what is sedentary lifestyle and are we living that lifestyle, and what can we do to live an active lifestyle without disturbing our overall routine. So if you also have similar questions, I have made a separate video on that. The link will be shared in the description as well as in the I button. In current scenario, it is very important for you to understand what is sedentary lifestyle, because this is going to be the next pandemic, or you can say it is actually a pandemic now as well. What minimum you can do is at least 10,000 to 12,000 steps per day, or 30 minutes of moderate physical activity or moderate intensity physical activity. This is the base minimum that you can do to keep yourself physically active. So make sure if you are diabetic, you are doing at least this one. Now the sixth point is do a full body checkup once every year, that is annual full body checkup. Take that report, get it analyzed with your doctor, and whatever corrective measures are required, if there is some abnormality, take the steps, make the corrective measures then and there immediately. Do not waste the time. It is very important to act on the problem as early as possible. Seventh point, self-examine yourself from head to toe at least once in 2 to 3 days, because if you have chronic diabetes, you will never know whether you are developing diabetes neuropathy or not. So it is very important for you to examine each and every part of your body, so that if something is going wrong, you can pick it up and you can take a consultation from your doctor. That way you will ensure that you will not get complications of diabetic neuropathy. Eighth point, whenever you are going to buy shoes, make sure you are buying at least a size larger, because if you have diabetic neuropathy, you will not be able to understand your shoes are tight or not, because of which you might develop ulcer, and that ulcer may lead to a foot ulcer, diabetic foot, an extremely bad wound that might lead to amputation as well. Another thing is, if you are wearing any ornament like a ring or something, make sure it is not tight. If it is, you have to remove it and keep it somewhere safe. Do not wear it, otherwise it will disrupt the blood circulation or blood flow, and again will cause the wound formation and everything which I have already explained. The ninth point, if you are overweight or obese, if you have a high blood pressure, if you have high cholesterol, or if you have heart disease, then you are at higher risk of developing diabetes neuropathy complications. This is as we have understood through various studies. So if you are having any of these problems, make sure to correct your numbers. Last but not the least, if you are vegan, vegetarian, or you are having vitamin B12 deficiency, or you are on metformin type of diabetic medications, then you must keep checking your vitamin B12 levels and vitamin D levels regularly. And if you find that you are deficient of these vitamins, then take the supplements and correct them as early as possible. because vitamin D deficiency or B12 deficiency might cause nerve damage in you. And also, if you want, you can take supplements for omega-3 fatty acids because they are important for keeping your nerves healthy. Preventing diabetic neuropathy is within your reach. It's all about making right decision or informed decision at right time and taking actions before it's too late. By incorporating these preventive measures into your daily routine, you can live a healthier and fuller life. Remember, the power to protect yourself from diabetic neuropathy is in your own hands. So if you found this information useful, this video useful, make sure to like and share this video and subscribe our channel for such valuable health tips. Your journey to a better future, a better health, start by taking one step. So take that step today itself. That's all for today. We'll see each other again with similar healthy content. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy.